enhancement calibration.
Wow.
Artificial intelligence system.
This is not real.
Retain your humanity. Retain your humanity. Retain.
This is not real, but dang, it's cool. Hi, welcome. We have a new library to play with, and this is a super cool. So much in this library. Oh my gosh. Don't even know where to start. Just everything you're hearing, all the samples, there's over 3,000 samples, over 100 different instruments, multi-samples, round robins for a lot of these things. I mean, just crazy fun stuff, huh? And you can play and interact with it. So, this is called Cyberpunk. It's a genre that's mixing industrial with techno and dubstep and all sorts of stuff. It's really dirty. All these sounds. This is not a library for those of you that are looking for purity, but for like attitude and cool elements to work with that are just stuff in it. There's pads, there's plucks. I'm going to give you a whole tour here in a second. There's leads. There's a rock guitar that has just awesome qualities to it. There's shouts, and there's, like, as you can see, there's different versions of these. So this is one where all of them are mapped. Across the keyboard, but there's also the sample version where you have a knob you can automate. And you can be doing that while you're playing at the same time. There's all sorts of vocal chops.
Exhale.
Hackers.
Incapacit incoming. Initiate.
Enhancement.
Exhale. Exhale.
Noise. Gun handling, gunshots. There's ambiances. There's all sorts of there's really cool stuff like this. There's drum kits, both in maps of right this kind of stuff. There's grooves. So if you go up here to the drum tops, there's like I think 10 kicks, 10 snares, a whole bunch of hi-hats, percussion. Noises, hits. I'm gonna give you. We'll go through the whole library in a second. Let me show you. These rips are incredible. These are sampled, really cool things that are round robins. I'm playing the same note over and over again. And each time you play it, you hear it's a different sample. Really, really cool. There's all sorts of ARPs, crazy amount of ARPs. In fact, let's do this. Let's start with Pretty Fly for a cyber guy. I'm going to change Unify to layer mode, so I can just click these little pluses, meaning it's like a bass oriented kind of a phrase. Turn down just a little bit. 3 patches and you got something cool. Add some noises. Let's add some.
Retain stabilizing. Retain your humanity. Retain your humanity. Income. System stabilize. Initiate cybernetic.
And if I like limit, let's go right click, and let those stop here, and then have the vocal samples start above that. So
stabilizing hormone levels. Retain your humanity. Retain your humanity. Retain your humanity.
This is not real. This is not real.
So it's just intense. It's super intense, aggressive, cool power, distorted, all sorts of really cool ARP stuff. Cyberpunk. So Bob Geddes is the creator of this library. Here, let's do this. That's better. So let's look at this library. This is Cyberpunk, and this was created by Bob Geddes. It's so thorough in giving you a complete sonic toolkit of everything you need to make really aggressive, arpeggiated, distorted, synthesized, crazy types of sounds, as well as the guitar you heard and all the other plucks and stuff like that. Now, Bob has done a number of libraries. Notably, he's done these incredible, let's show just a little quick Bob Geddes tour. This is in a whole different universe. This is one of his examples of, let's go like this, go normal. These are his Ambient Dreams library. Right? So, the same guy that made the crazy stuff you heard earlier made this as well. Just to give you a feel for the scope of where he can go. And he did also like Back to the 80s, which is like all those like crazy into the 80s. Super fun. You know, let's see, 2 for... So, the same dude that made these libraries, Renegade is his, like, cinematic, all these trailer hits and body percussion and... all this kind of stuff, right? Right? So he can go many places. For this one, he focused on, there's a number of bands. I'm going to flash on the screen the names of some of these bands. They're really cool. Some of them are just like, Rez is just a female artist that she's been signed to deadmau5's label, and now she's got her own label. But she still works with deadmau5. One of the tracks on her new album is working with deadmau5. Really, really cool stuff. The sounds, and there's a lot of this energy from Cyberpunk inside of these artists. It's kind of the genre direction. So this library, Bob studied all these guys and came up with this awesome pack of creative toolkits of sounds to work with. So we're going to start with the BPM ARP kind of stuff. I'm just going to play notes, and you'll see on the keyboard when I'm playing a note, right? And if you like layer a couple of these, let's add low profile from bass. This is 3 together. So it's unapologetically in your face, aggressive, really, really cool. And these are using the blue ARP, so you could open this up. Change the parts around to be whatever you want. One thing, if you right-click after you've installed this library, and you say Reveal in Finder, it will show the patches. And then if you go up a notch to where you're in the actual Cyberpunk library, there is a very important PDF file that Bob created that details how this library works. He spent a huge amount of time customizing it to make it really easy to understand, and he detailed it. So please make sure you read the PDF to go through the different base categories, what Synat means. It's all in the manual. If we go over to this, there's also a little tiny text file which just details installing the library, but the heart of the instructions are in a PDF file that's in the install folder, as well as inside of the actual library itself, if you want to take a look and read this and reference it at any point, okay? Just so you know it's there, because there's so many different places to take these sounds and a lot to work with. So as you can see, there's knobs. Slow them down. The sounds on the samples changing. Just playing one note. And with these, just turn off MIDI box or the blue ARP right here on the MIDI effects slot. And I'm just playing on the keyboard. Another cool trick, just go layer, empty layer, take it down minus 12 semitones, and that can give you a nice sub to layer with some of these. If you want more low end, go over here to distortion, noise box. You can add that to any of these. If you want to have the blue ARP and CC Writer included, all you'd have to do is just say instead, say duplicate. Instead of Unify, right here, just go over here and say Guru Sampler. Choose the max sine wave. Off you go. So there's easy ways to layer if you need a little bit more bass. Cool TB303S stuff. Love it. I just want to start writing music when I play these things. I mean, there's all sorts of cool ideas. So on and on and on. He's using CC writers that are moving controls in the knobs that are controlling parameters in the synth plugins and audio effects. Sliding up and down stuff. The ARP synths are a little more complex and more melodic. I mean, so fun. Take this, go to the basses, like add Soma. Right? I mean, let's add another to that one. So many places to take these. It's really cool. So cool. Okay, then the basses. There's a whole bunch of basses. Sub. I mean, just takes up so much. Oh, we're in the rips. These are the round robin-esque. Each time you play a note, it's playing a different sample that's in a round robin list. It's random. Very fun. Then you get to the zaps. These are zap basses. They're shorter. Then we get to the drum grooves. Now, these drum grooves are set up with a lot of really cool controls. Again, if you right-click on this, go to Reveal in Finder, and then you go up one layer to where you're seeing the library. There's a PDF that explains everything. The number means that you can change the actual sample. So the kick, snare, right? Volume. I think on the second page. Shorten it. Time. Right? So there's all sorts of controls for these patterns. And then you can add extra things to this. Like you can go over here, you could put a pump house on like the hi-hats. You can add all sorts of things to shape this down. Right? So there's A's, then there's B's, so you can complement and put this with an A. It's just mangled. right? So you can do all sorts of fun things like that. There's cool noise and stuff in there. There's cyber hop. Had the vocal samples added. Then there's tops. All sorts of cool, like dental noises and frequencies, all sorts of crazy stuff. Then noises. So you can combine all of these. Let's do a little bit of like that, and the cyber hop. I could go to this drum groove, the hop groove, and go to the knobs for this. And let's go to here. And this number one is the kick. So I could go over here to the sampler. Use the transpose to change to a different kick in the menu. So, this one patch, I've got 3 loaded of different Unify patches. I can open up this Unify patch, which has a Unify that I can open up that has the groove set. So there's like 3 layers to get to the kick drum. But that's the power of Unify. You can get into these really crazy, cool rabbit holes and get all sorts of crazy stuff going on. There's latches so that if you have your keyboard set up, I'll show you how to do this. So you play, call up one of these grooves, make sure you're transposed down so you can play C0 on your, I've got a 5-octave keyboard. Then transpose up. And now I could go to ARPs. I could go anywhere I wanted to. Let's say a bass. Load into Unify. I go up here to the sequences and add a sequence. You know, so you can play around with them. So these latches are set up as like set up for auditioning. Now you go back down to C0 and play it. Let's see, transpose and stop it. I have a desk hiding my buttons, so it takes me a minute going. All right, now we're back to it. So you can use these latch patches to set up something, play it. There's no knob assignment, so it's not gonna, the groove won't change on you. They're designed this way on purpose so that you can like layer stuff on top. Then there's menus. These have all the kicks. Let's see, transpose back up so that. Right? Snares. Lots of cymbals. Toms. Now these are toms with the sample map, which means you can use the sample knob now. So you play octaves. I think you're cycling through what? 14, 15 layers of toms. Very, very cool. Miscellaneous. And then the sample map version is the same thing. You can just call up one of those samples. And so you can see that for all these things. Here's thumps. I think it's 10 samples in these round robins. So that it doesn't sound the same. It's really cool for... sub kicks. Lots of reverb, which you can bring down if you want. Distorted, amp simulated. Here's the drum kits. There's 3 kits. And here's Neon Dreams. And it's kind of standard Juno MIDI map. Just right there to work with. Now you start to get to where there's all of these samples of all sorts of crazy stuff. My gosh, I'm not going to play all of them. These are ambiances, and I think page 2 or somewhere in here. On some of them, there's ADSR. If not, you can open up Guru Sampler and just shape it here. Right, here's data transfer. Put this behind your grooves. Right, machine room. You need these ambiances in the background are so important for getting the vibe right. So here's the menu with all of them. Here's electric currents. Here's electromagnetic interferences. There's 10 of them. Gun handling. And then gunshots. Industrial noises. Really cool to layer behind drum grooves and so forth. Ultra noises. If you have ear ringing, it's gonna trigger those.
Activate. Attention. Augmentate.
Caution. Activate.
Activate.
All sorts of voices.
Exhale. Incapacitate. Initiate.
Mercenary. Enhancement.
Scan. Exhale. Exhale. Incoming.
Enhanced. Advanced technology. Armor.
Biochemical.
Biohazard boot. Corporate surveillance.
Cybernetic. Cybernetic surge.
Cyberpunk world. Cyberpunk world.
Cyberpunk world.
Like that.
Optimal monitoring. Skin cloak. Identified threat. Human consciousness. Hostile
So
environment.
there's just tons of these.
Activate.
Adapt state.
System diagnostics.
All shields activated.
All shields. Vocal chops, shouts. I don't want to play everything. I want you guys to explore this. Get the idea. Endless pain guitar. Then he gets amped. Just a guitar by itself, no pad. And then it gets distorted. These have round robins and velocity layers. It's not just one sample. It's like every note sampled. It's a huge sound. Here's some leads. Again, this is all about attitude. The pitch pin is gnarly. Really, really cool. Skyline. Then there's all these ostinatos. So my understanding, these are synth parts for playing little. Right? Just evolves and evolves and evolves. Some pads. And these are categorized by low. These have the ADSR, so you really, really fun. Turn on sidechain. Right? So you get the mid, emphasizing mid frequencies. And then tops would be more airy. So depending on the vibe and frequency content you want for the pad, for the element in the groove. And plucks. Now this is so cool. There are so many samples in this one. Each time you play it, it's like a subtly different. Right? Definitely hazy. Super. Wow. Gotta play these because they're so unique. Then we get into signature, and these are a lot of samples. These are signature sounds Bob has made. Both in hits, ambient hits, reverse. So you then on one track and then have that on another track. There's Atmos. You can see it shows on the key map everything. They're all set to F, and then you can use the tuning pitch knob. And it even tells you up here what note it's going to be playing. So it's going to be C. So much to these. And again, you have control. Right? All that kind of stuff. Blown. I mean, just goes everywhere. Growl. So many samples. 21. So you can have fun with those mutations. So much work to make all of these. Signatures. Cool. Now, ambient hits, and these are now set up with a sample map, which means just playing one. Some of these have sample map, round robin things. Right? Atmos is low. So you can play them and have them mapped across the keyboard to play pitch. Here's the Atmos pads, mids and tops. So these are the pads in a different way of playing them. The blown glitches. Growl. Crazy stuff. The mutations. So he's using the layer enable disable. If you look at these, each one is set up so it's got a little window where it's on, and then the rest of the time it's off. And they don't cross. So by doing that, you can cycle between them. And then here's the signatures. Love that one. That's so cool. Oh, just so cool. Okay, then the templates for feeders. And there's documentation in the README about these, the risers. And you can change the glide time. Change that. All these cool textures of feedback, neural loops and pings. Right? And then we get to the XX patches. These are demos. So I think for these, we need to go back. We got to be back in cyber mode for these, man. So we got to play these and really feel the vibe, right? So. Infestations. Here's freedom. Let's see. Free roam. I think it's free. It's cool. So, and the way that these work is that you can maybe you just want these and then you're going to build a song around it. Sequence that into your tracks in your DAW and now add additional tracks from other sounds from this library, from somewhere else if you want. So these kind of set up all sorts of different things for you to work with. But if you just want a couple elements from it, you can. Here's a couple bonus patches. There will be more of these. We'll release a bonus library for this probably in a couple weeks. Subhuman bass. Right? And then here's a drum groove Bob did for more like house garage. Right? So, really fun library if you're into the aggressive, distorted, cybernetic future that we are looking at. It's a really cool set of sounds. So, Cyberpunk is available. It's at our website. Pick it up, and we thank you so much for your support and business. We work very hard to earn your business. And so I hope you see the amount of work that went into this library. It's a work of art. A work of art with tattoos and piercings on it. So, all right. See you in another video, okay? Bye.